So welcome to the field notes lesson. This is going to be a very simple and short lesson in which we're just going to mention a few things that you want to keep in mind before actually taking your camera and going out to shoot. So you could refer to this lesson as a general tip discussion before again we grab our stuff and we go out to capture GoPro footage. So in general, the first tip is to always plan your shoot before actually going out. As we said again, it is better to shoot during sunrise or during sunset, as this is when the lighting conditions are in the optimal state. And again, you want to avoid the harsh sunlight of midday because the small sensors of our GoPros don't actually do the best job to compensate for that rough midday sunlight. Apart from planning the shoot regarding the lighting conditions, also try to brainstorm a very basic shot list. So a list of some shots that you want to capture if you already have an edit in mind. For example, if you're going out to shoot bicycles, just like we're going to do in the next lesson, we could just make a simple shot list for some shots that we're going to capture. For example, I want an establishing shot, I want a shot of the bicycles before the bikers ride on them, I want some close details of the bicycle features, then I want a shot of the bikers preparing to go to the site of the big jumps, then of course some action footage, and then again end the edit with an establishing shot or a shot of the bikers somewhere in the sunset. So in general, a very basic shot list is very essential to capture great footage and actually to ease your mind in post-production. You don't even have to write down the shot list, just keep a basic shot list in mind. The second field note is to not forget to pack all of your batteries and all of your SD cards and have your batteries fully charged up. Trust me, this sounds very basic and simple, but it is of key importance. I can't even mention how many times I've forgotten my batteries or I have just one SD card and this fails and then the shoot is ruined. So pack more than one SD cards. You can buy an SD card holder just like I have to store all of your SD cards in one location. And as we mentioned in the accessories video, make sure to buy 2 to 5 batteries, have them fully charged so you don't always have to think about battery life while shooting. The third tip is to choose the correct accessories for each shooting occasion and pack them in your camera bag. Don't bring all of your accessories in every shooting occasion. This will be overwhelming and you will end up using way less the accessories than you really want to. For example, you don't need a GoPro floaty if you go and shoot bicycles in a mountain. There's not going to be sea there, so the GoPro floaty is just going to take up space in your camera bag and it's just going to confuse you when you see it. So pack only the accessories that you need for every shoot. Of course, some accessories are very versatile, for example, the 3-way or the Jaws Flex clamp or the El Grande, and in general fit in every shooting occasion, but some specialized accessories, for example, the car suction mount, which mounts your GoPro in the glass of a car, don't fit in every shooting occasion, and sometimes it's better to leave them behind so you have a more clear mind when you're shooting. The next tip is to enable quick capture in your GoPro, so again, you don't lose battery and time by opening your GoPro and then selecting video mode and then pressing the record button. In quick capture mode, as we mentioned in the software video, you just press the top button of the GoPro, it opens and it starts recording. Then when you press again the top button of the GoPro, the recording stops and the GoPro turns off automatically. So you don't have to stress about battery, you don't have to stress about navigation. In the different GoPro modes with quick capture on, you just press the button once, press the button twice, and the recording is done. The fifth tip that I have to give you is to start thinking about post-production editing before you press the record button in your camera. Obviously, this becomes easier and easier as you gain experience in post-production, but there are some general tips that you can follow to make your editing life way easier. The first tip, as we mentioned again in the GoPro video shooting mode, is to keep your videos short. In general, you don't want 1 minute and 2 minute long videos in order to make a cool edit. Most of my videos are about 10 seconds, for example. Keep your videos short and to the point, and remember that it is better to shoot more videos from different angles than to shoot a longer video from one boring angle. So shoot from many perspectives and many different angles and keep your videos short. The sixth tip that I have to give you is to always remember that story is king. Everything else comes secondary to the story. The resolution that you're shooting, the frame rate that you're shooting, the accessory that you're using, the experience that you have, all come secondary to the story. So remember, don't only film the backflip, the spectacular backflip that a biker will do. Film the process of you getting in the car, going to the mountains, the biker setting up his bike. Try to deliver a story before the spectacular moment. This will give true value to your video. So again, try to record the whole process that leads to the spectacular moment and the process afterwards. Again, everything comes secondary to the story. Don't let your ego and perfectionism to get the absolute best shot get in the way. Try to first serve the story and then serve the visuals. The seventh tip that I have to give you is to actually try to figure out what song you're gonna use in the edit before you start shooting. This is pretty hard because, again, some people don't really know what songs they want to use and they start first to film and then they match the song to the footage that they have. But if you know the song that you're going to use in the edit before shooting the edit, this is the optimal scenario. In all of the edits that I knew the song before I started shooting, they turned out way better than the others. And this is because you realize that as you shoot, if you already know the song that you're going to use in the edit, you think of that song and you apply certain movements to your video and shooting style to match that song. So the result is absolutely perfect. So whenever you hear a song that you like, remember to save it and keep it for a future edit. The eighth tip is to actually try to shoot with friends. Friends that are also passionate about videography and about photography will motivate you and inspire you more to dig deeper into this hobby and dig deeper into videography and improve yourself. There is nothing better than actually having a friend to discuss about gear, to discuss about shooting techniques and editing techniques, and discuss about your flaws and your mistakes and learn together. Having a friend and discussing about your mistakes is one of the best ways to improve in any field. So if you're a beginner in GoPros and a beginner in videography and photography, I suggest you to start this journey with a friend. Now, if none of your friends actually are interested in cameras, you can actually join an online community. For example, on Reddit and other social media platforms. There you can find like-minded individuals and again improve by learning by the mistakes of each other. This is very helpful. Of course, you can always message me and I will message you back and contact you and help you improve. The final tip that I have to give you before we go out with our GoPros and shoot and create beautiful edits is not to get discouraged. Obviously, your first edits and your first recordings are not going to be perfect. So remember that in the early stages, in the first steps of this journey, quantity is actually better than quality. Try to shoot more, not to shoot better videos. The more videos you shoot, the more mistakes you're going to do and the more you're going to learn from those mistakes. So go with quantity, not with quality. Shoot more videos, grab your camera more and go out. This is the key to improve. So this was the small Fields Note lesson. Now enough with the talking, let's grab our cameras and go out.